Timer, Sunny. Okay, guys. Welcome back to. Oh wait, welcome back to sex podcast.
Composure.
SCCS.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome back. I'm Odun Unlimited. Well, I'm Odun Ayo, and my Instagram is Odun Unlimited, and my TikTok is Odun_Unlimited, and we have
Hi.
my pink lady.
Baby.
The Mebs.
That's it. The Mebs. Wait, where did you get that from?
From me.
Nah,
You
yeah.
stole
You
it.
could have done it here in an episode.
My Instagram, as they've just said, is the Mebs. Same as my TikTok, so you guys should follow me. You guys should follow the Sex Podcast on TikTok as well. We actually have a TikTok page and our Instagram as well. We post little clips here and there, so check that out.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Okay. So today we're going to be talking about a few topics. We're going to be talking about female rappers, and we're also going to be talking about black hair.
Just so you know, that's not why we dressed this way.
It was an accident.
Ian mentioned this.
It was a mistake.
Nah,
We
they're
didn't
lying.
mean
They
it.
planned it. You're not
Wasn't
lying.
planned.
So where do we begin? Who's my favorite?
Yeah, let's start with that.
You know what? Rap is not that much of a genre for me to have a favorite, but I think more recently I've been listening to Megan.
Okay.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, identify as a tall babe, even though I'm not tall.
I am so sad.
And
What?
yeah, she inspires me in a way.
Megan's
yeah.
good. Megan's good.
Yeah,
Favorite
who's
song
your
of Megan's?
favorite? My favorite song.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's a few that's just coming to my head, but I don't know their names. So she's gonna tell you her favorite rapper, and I'm gonna come back with the name.
Okay. Yeah. The Mebs is your...
My favorite rapper has been my favorite rapper since I was in secondary school.
Okay.
There's
I
only
feel like
one that's
there's
been.
only one that's been in the industry
For
that
that
long
long.
till
Yeah.
now. Nicki Minaj. I've loved Nicki since day. Listen, there's some of her songs I actually know word for word. I will tell you.
I think that goes for a lot of us, to be honest. This one's
A
for
few
the-
songs. It's not one.
No, like I mean, like
A few.
because obviously there's some songs that you just know
Yeah.
because
Oh,
when we were
yeah.
in secondary school, like everyone was. you
Yeah,
know,
that's all we had
singing.
time for. To learn lyrics.
Yeah, so yeah. So my favorite song of Megan would be Anxiety. I feel like that song probably moves me to tears almost every time I listen to it. And where she was just talking about her mom as well, like losing her mom and just like having to deal with all of that stuff. So yeah, that is my favorite song of Megan Thee Stallion. What's your favorite song? I know it's
From
probably
Nicki
hard to
Minaj.
pick.
Oh yeah, there's a few. I'll say I'm the best.
I'm the best.
I'm the best by Nicki Minaj. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
She
favorite
talks
Nicki
about
song.
how how am I going to explain this? So the line goes, so I couldn't afford to buy my mother a house, but I'm sitting at the closing and bought my mother a house. You can never understand why I grind like I do. Kalani and Jelani is why I grind like I do. So she's just mentioning Oh, sorry, I just followed.
I think my favorite song of Nicki is Ruby the Sleaze. Or Red Ruby the Sleaze.
The
So like that,
sleaze.
yeah.
my most recent, I think it's from my new album.
Yeah.
Yeah, Red Ruby the Sleaze. I love the Barbie one as well that she did with, what's that gingerhead lady?
The gingerhead lady. What's her name?
Margot
oh,
Robbie. She's not a ginger. She's blonde.
She's ginger.
She's ginger.
The
What's her name?
What does she do? Oh, Ice Spice.
yes, the ginger lady.
I forgot her name for a second, and that's all I can remember her.
That girl said the
But-
ginger lady, but
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah. Barbie, when Barbie came out,
Yeah, I
yeah.
love that song. Yeah,
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
fair
And
and I
enough.
love Barbie Tingz. You know what? There's a lot of Nicki Minaj just embodies Barbie. So Barbie Tingz is one of her songs as well. I love that. Chun-Li. Yeah, I could just sit here and just mention all the songs I like.
Yeah. Feel like
Yeah.
She has so many good songs out there. So many singles.
Okay, so your favorites are Nicki Minaj and
Megan Thee Stallion.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a few.
Yeah.
We'll do one by one,
okay.
and then you pick and choose which one you want to stay.
Okay.
Okay.
So like I'll give you two names.
Mhm.
You tell me which one you keep and which one you will kick off.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So since yours is not Nicki Minaj, I'll start with Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj versus Sexy Red.
Nicki Minaj.
Okay. Nicki Minaj versus Doja Cat.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj versus Ice Spice.
Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj versus Cardi B.
Before we even go into that one, you think you're the shit. You're not even a fart. Nicki Minaj.
I liked that song when it came out, but like I wouldn't choose her. But I just thought that song was, it was catchy.
First of all,
catchy, but come on,
why have you all of a sudden started elongating your words?
No, because it's like she was like, and I was like, but I do like it a little bit.
It's catchy. I hear it. It's catchy.
No.
And obviously she's like a
listen to the whole
TikTok.
song.
She's like a TikTok rapper, so it's like she's just
That's
looking
even
for
bad.
a
You
hit.
didn't even compare her to Nicki Minaj if she's a TikTok rapper for that.
So I think she's just looking for like a quick hit because that's her thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Okay, so where was I? Nicki Minaj versus
Gingerhead Girl versus Nicki
Wow.
Minaj. Ice Spice.
The
Sorry.
I don't know Doja, but like let's move on.
You don't know about Doja?
Like I don't know if I'll pick Nicki Minaj over Doja. I think most of Nicki Minaj's songs that I love the most are from back in the day, but like more recently, I don't know if I'll pick. I think Doja is like, I don't know, but Doja is more pop though.
I wouldn't know.
Don't listen to her.
I don't listen to anyone.
Fair.
Oh wow. Okay, fair enough.
So
I think we
guess
both have separate preferences when it comes to
a little bit.
yeah.
Okay, let me start this way.
Wait, me
Demebs.
and you.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
because-
that's the whole point of
Yeah. Let me start with a little bit different with you. So Ice Spice versus Doja Cat.
Doja Cat.
With the Mobs.
Oh, Ice Spice versus.
Oh, are you saying just her?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ice Spice, Doja Cat. Doja Cat.
Doja Cat. Okay. Doja Cat versus Sexy Red.
Doja Cat.
Sex-
Don't bring Sexy
I think he's
Red.
just removed Sexy Red
Just
from the
Sexy,
list.
Sexy Red versus Meg.
Ski. Versus Megan Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Megan Thee Stallion.
Okay, and Megan's
Like
Stallion.
there's some good songs Megan have that I literally embody it. So yeah.
That's what I
just
mean.
say that.
Megan empowers me, but yeah, carry on.
Yeah, cool.
No, that was the last one. The next one was going to be Meg versus Nicki,
Yeah,
but
Oh, it's
we
gonna be
already
Nicki.
know. Yeah, we already know where that's
Yeah.
going. So. Right, fair enough. So the reason why I wanted to speak about
You didn't even
female,
mention Cardi B. Sorry, did you?
she be alright. I actually did on yours, but we were like sort of arguing about certain points. So I just left it.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Megan and Cardi are just like, I think because Cardi hasn't released an album in a long time, but Invasion of Privacy, I was every single song in there.
So
Can I just say she had people that also helped her write that album.
No,
She's not
but I
really
feel
much of a
like,
writer. I mean, she made some good bangers.
he's just Cardi.
Yeah, Cardi.
Oh yeah.
yeah, I'm aware, but I feel like I don't think she's ever claimed to be like the best rapper because I feel like we knew even the song where the one that Party actually made before, like she bought the song off of him, Be Careful With Me, that one. So yeah, but I think she does make good music. I feel like she's a Davido of rap.
Ooh.
Damn. Okay, that's whoa. That was a hefty statement. Bro. Okay.
I just thought I was just talking, but
So let's talk. Can we talk about quickly touch on Cardi B's and Nicki Minaj's beef, if you want to call it that they had a few years back.
Oh, that was a long time ago. What
Yeah.
actually caused the beef?
I
wanna
I
know.
think
I was hoping you guys would have a bit more insight into
I
it.
think Cardi was saying that Nicki was trying to block some of her things behind the scenes. And there was also like something about her liking a tweet because then likes were visible. Now Twitter has taken it away. But something about her liking something negative about her child and just things that was mainly stuff that was behind the scenes, but it was never something that, oh, you did this or you did that. And yeah, I think that was like the main gist of it. But
I
the main
remember-
was that they had with
Was at the, is it Gala or
the
VMA
VMAs or something like
Yeah.
that. The main fight was about her liking something pertaining to Cardi's child, and yeah. But I was quite disappointed in Nicki Minaj in that fight scenario, only because I remember just comparing it to Miley Cyrus.
I mean, Cardi took her shoe off and tried to chuck it at Nicki.
No, but
in
like
front of all these
in
people.
comparison to Miley Cyrus, there was this time that she was like, I think Miley said something about her in an interview or just answered a question and she was like, Miley, what's good? Like she was about to square up with Miley Cyrus, you know,
Yeah.
and it's like, it's almost like she's picking to battle out with somebody that looks more innocent, like white girl that wouldn't come at her because that's all she raps about. I'm gonna pull up on you, we're gonna run you, da 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 da. So it's like now that's what you talk about. Fair enough, we know that rappers just big themselves up and they wouldn't do what they're about. But if that's what you talk about, and the time comes for you to, obviously time and the place, Cardi B, obviously. But I mean, it's never even the time or the place. But I guess it's just because of the rap scene and how there's a certain level of aggressiveness that comes with it. And
take someone away from the ghetto, but you can't actually take ghetto away from them.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, you know what? I don't even think Cardi has ever left the ghetto. I think she's still sort of... she's
living in a mansion, but still
I don't think she's ever denied even like being... Yeah, I think it's part of her.
It is part of her.
So, okay, I appreciate you guys for that.
Filling you in.
Yeah, filling you in that beef. So, the main reason why I wanted to talk about female rappers is because at the beginning of last year, I was on a mission.
It's very specific. You remember the timeline?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I do remember because I failed a mission.
Oh.
But I was on a mission. I said, all I'm hearing on the radio in terms of female rappers is the fact that your Ice Spices, your so and so's, and it wasn't any music per se that was like when Nicki Minaj started, she was just about barring. She was just about rapping her ass off to show she can rap with the guys. And that's what everyone rated about Nicki Minaj. Yeah. Whereas now you have Ice Spice and all she's basically known for is the Bust It Down challenge. And that's how she kind of blew. And
but she can't really rap.
Yeah. And the rap scene,
the drill rapper,
the female rap scene seemed like it was getting watered down with just BS that was basically like girls who will show off their body to get famous or things like that, or say outrageous things to get famous. And so
before I even forget, there was this I think they brought out Spice to like a studio
to say freestyle.
And
then she just turned around and said
twerking. It was a Kai Cenat stream. It was
I remember that.
Everyone was like freestyle. She just turned around and started twerking.
And like,
do you know what I mean? So on last year I was on a mission to find female rappers that are basically, like I said, how Nicki Minaj started, just about barring, just about
I think
rapping.
Megan is. Because even, I think she was doing this weekly freestyle thingy because she would actually freestyle. And if you listen to her songs, she can actually rap.
So that's the problem. So I know this now because when I was doing my research on Meg, Cardi and Nicki, I realized they actually have songs with substance in them. But that's not what they push. They push the... Because
sex sells. So I think I think it's what's it called, companies or like the music business that pushes sex. So I think like, because even as artists, you always have pushback, especially when there are other people controlling your work. You always have pushback on what to push. And don't forget, even though Nicki was, rapping and all that stuff, there was still a lot of pressure. And I think it probably is in relation to why she got her body done.
She said that. And
so it's not that much different, because a lot of times, like I think there was one time they said the most Googled thing was Nicki Minaj's ass if it was real or something like that. So yeah, exactly. So it's like
when you Google my
so ass, I think there's a lot more pressure on female artists in general, regardless of how talented they are.
Some people are down bad. But yeah, like I was saying, so that's what I was kind of getting to, because it always seems like these female they always start out with this vim, with this hunger, and I want to rap, and then they end up becoming this.
It's what the industry does.
Sex symbol.
Yeah. So, are we saying it's the consumer's fault then? Because if the business is pushing them to make the sexy songs, then clearly it's because it's what is selling, like you said, and it's what is being consumed more than others. So,
I think because it diversifies their audience. Because you have people that listen because of the music, and then you have guys that tune in because they just want to see ass. Because even in male rap songs, there's ass. There's always some ass throwing it around in a circle. There's just always, so it's like now that she's a woman, she's even what's it called, Glorilla. She's talking about getting her body done, because as much as talented as Glorilla is, that she's one of the girls, the female rappers that men also would publicly admit to listening to her songs. She still gets a little bit of pressure of like showing her body or showing her body off, or trying to like, because that's the industry that they're in. That's what they're pushing, and yeah, it will get to you at some point.
There's this
So-
other black girl. Is it Curry Lay or something like that? What's her name? She's very skinny, like very.
I Coil Ray.
Yeah, her. She actually showed a picture of an implant. Shade Borough posted
she went
it.
for a
Shade Room posted
consultation.
it. Yeah, because she wants to get her boobs done. So
didn't
it's
know
like
She is sexy. She can't do that. Oh my god, Coil Ray, come find
The way
me,
you said
man.
woo.
I will marry you tomorrow.
oh, so that's who you marry her.
No, but so I guess what I'm trying to get to is, like we said, so the consumers are consuming this. That's why the girls are making this. But what happens to staying true to your art and staying true to to what you
It's
believe?
hard, man. When there's a lot of things in the
business.
industry,
It's not just their art that's involved.
They have to make
it's
money
the
too.
people that invested in their arts that's also involved. Do you get what I mean? So that's the difference between being a struggling artist and being an actual artist. It's like there's a lot more people to answer to. Is when you now get to, like Beyonce status, or like when you start making considerable amount of money on your own, that you can then, sell certain things. But I feel like the difference is, or someone like Megan, I think she left her label because she wanted to have more control of her art. I think she's just someone that's empowered by her body. And I feel like that's why I would say that she empowered, because it's like, who was it that was saying, Summer Walker, she was like, girls can never say they want it. But with Megan, when she raps about stuff like that, it's a lot more, it's because you always hear rap talking about objectifying women's bodies, or like what their sexual gratification just from a male's point of view. But I think Megan brings, the female aspect about it. And yeah.
Okay, so I mean, we can agree that they have to do that to let's say put the food on the table, to sell their music, to make a living.
Yeah.
But can we agree that the music, even though they're doing it to fund themselves, to make money and whatever what have you, can we agree that the music is a bit degenerate?
That would not be a conversation if we're talking about male rap, but it's equivalent.
It is. It will be a conversation, and we can have that right now.
I don't think it's any different from what men have been rapping about, but I think now women are getting a lot more spotlight. And I would like to say that I think Cardi made that happen in a way, because before her, like she even said it, like not a lot of people were trying to take a chance on female rappers because they just expected them to flop. And I think when she came, which was years ago, then more female rappers started coming out. Like, because it's like, oh, a lot of people didn't believe in Cardi. She went to a lot of people to put her on the scene. And then when she finally blew up and, massive success with her album, now it's like, okay, you can get someone like, the City Girls, JT. JT just released her latest projects. It's like, okay, now people are taking a chance and actually listening to like female rap as a genre and giving more attention to female rappers. But yeah, I think if you're talking about rap and the lyricism and the sexual aspect about men as well, because I remember someone was telling me, oh, women just rap about sex and their bodies, but men have been rapping about our bodies and sex and all that stuff. So there's not that much different. I feel like there's still even more, because like there's still more substance, like you said, that they rap about, but what gets pushed is what gets pushed at the end of the day, because the album is there if you want to listen to the whole thing, but because you're seeing this and you're not doing your own research, now you've just made an assumption with no facts behind that.
No, it's not just that, because my issue with that, with they may have one song on the entire album that is very very pushing the line in that sense of like selling themselves and selling sex. But simply because of that one track, I'm not going to listen to your project. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Because you can't have an album, 10 songs, right? And 9 songs out of the 10 is deep conversations. And then the one song, because you want to sell your album, is about sex and about.
So you're saying that you wouldn't listen to the whole album because of that one song about sex?
Yeah.
Well, would you do the same if it's a guy's album?
Yeah, if it's a rapper I don't subscribe to for that reason,
and the only song that you've been introduced to is the song about sex, then you're not going to listen to the entire album.
No.
But then as what though? Like, would you say as someone whose opinion in music is like, say for example, you were, I don't know, was gonna say radio host, but that's exactly what we're doing right now. Like when it comes to when you're someone that your opinion is valued in the scene, then it's on you to do your research before you put out an opinion like that. But if you're just a random person and you choose not to, then cool. But if you're gonna actually discuss it on a platform, then that's down to you to do your research about music.
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
But anybody else that's like, okay, because I've heard them rap about this and they don't sound.
So I think
then
what
it's fair enough.
you're looking at it as a research point of view. I'm saying, if I see you do this type of music, I'm gonna paint you with that brush and say you make that type of music. Whether your albums have substance on it.
But then that's flawed.
No, it's not.
But it is flawed.
It's not flawed because my reason. Wait, let me land. So my reasoning is because if you want to make music about substance, your single will be a song about substance. Do you get where I'm coming from? But the fact that you feel like you have to make this song for people to come and listen to the other 9 songs goes to prove that that's the only thing you have to sell.
I think sometimes they do roll out multiple like singles to see what sells the most. And I feel like you cannot blame them if it's the one that's sexual that's selling the most.
I'm not saying I do blame them. I'm not blaming the artist.
Yeah, so I'm saying like it's flawed because if you're now painting somebody with one brush because if you're a fan of rap, right, and someone has put out a rap album, I think that's why you should listen to it because you're interested in rap. And you can now say that because they've just put out this one song.
No, because even if I'm interested in rap, I can still pick and choose. I still have that option.
If it's something that you haven't heard, then you can't choose.
No, I can. So, for example, let's put it this way. In my opinion, the greatest female rapper of all time, Miss Lauryn Hill. Hands down, she's the greatest to ever do it in terms of the female rap scene.
When I hear Lauryn Hill, I don't know. I thought she's like a soul.
That's what you think, because that's what you're introduced to. But she's actually a barist. Like, she can bar.
And
Like,
it's
she can rub shoulders with some of the male greats.
I can't see that word. Double
Entendre.
entendre.
Double entendre. Yeah. She can bar. And so, for example, like he said, my introduction to Lauryn Hill was a very soulful vibe.
Yeah.
And so when I was listening to her, I was like, this is what I'm expecting. Soulful vibe, love music. But then when I heard her that she actually can rap and I listened to her rap album, it's the same thing as she was talking about in her soulful vibe music. She's still talking about love. She's still talking about finding God. She's still talking about... Do you get where I'm coming from? Her main single was still the same as the rest of the album. Not the main single to catch your attention and then you come and listen to the album and it's not what you were expecting.
But I think it's a different time though.
It's not...
I do think so.
It's a different time, but it's not that different. Is what I'm trying to say in terms of music.
No, I'm saying like the way they roll out music, the way they push. Because Lauryn Hill's she's not really making music anymore.
No.
I'm saying like the different time in the aspect of like when they started or how they market songs back in the day. Does that make sense? Because now you have to get your song on TikTok, right? You have to get it out there on social media. You have to get them to do challenges and stuff like that. So
we are more aware of the marketing techniques now because of social media. But the exact same things were happening back then. With a bigger record label, they would do the exact same thing.
no, because I'm saying like, because there's one thing to have a sexual song, but usually these days it comes out with a sexual video, and then it gets the people. Because then it wasn't like they weren't rolling out videos, with songs. It's like, okay, the album's coming out, and then they do the press release. They're talking on the radio. They're not actually putting out visuals that comes with the music of today.
They were. It was exactly the same thing. You put out a video to sell the fact that this artist is going to be releasing an album. Because if you just go talking about it on radio and no one has heard something from the album, it's just going to be like, what should we expect?
Yeah, and I think is also like the matrix are different. Like in terms of, because now on social media is how long you're staring at the video for, like how many likes it gets, how it reaches other people. Because before it's like, okay, they play on TV at this set time. There's people in control of things like that. But now there was gatekeepers, right, in control of things like that. But now it's the people. It's what the people are paying attention to the most. It's not because you're not gonna judge how many impressions Lauryn Hill got or how many people we're looking at the video for this long or whatever. It's like now there's a lot more difference in is it about the engagement, how they engage to that content, and that's how much they promote it.
Okay, so
If you see the song that blew up of Nicki Minaj and everyone was talking about it, was Anaconda, right? Everyone knew about it when it came out. Everyone was talking about it. Like it got like up to 1 billion views on YouTube.
yeah, but before
And more
that,
people that didn't even mention Nicki's name before will now mention Nicki's name now. Like before that, let's be honest, she was actually making rap that was not talking about ass and
And
Yes.
as much as you
Yes.
say that, you hear that one song and it will turn you off. It does the opposite in the grand scheme of things. Like people can hear that one song and actually now start listening to that person
Okay.
because of that one song.
But
So
this-
you might
So you're just gonna have
that
a
view
meal.
might be very personal or like more personal to you than the general public.
Yeah.
fair. That's fair. That's a fair point. But I was gonna say this in terms of your point. Nicki Minaj started out like you said, barring, and then her biggest song, Anaconda, and then after that, it seems like that's the only type of music she makes
But
now.
it wasn't.
No,
I hear it.
To you,
no,
hear
no, no, no.
But-
This is the exact same point I'm making. She will make the Anaconda.
But do you see why?
Wait, she will make the
Yeah.
I get why, but
Yeah.
as well, if you're an artist, if you're a rapper and you're really about the craft of rap,
Yeah.
you wouldn't do it because
Yeah.
you will.
Not when
Wait,
your
wait,
sales
wait,
are
wait,
going
wait,
down.
what's it?
And plus,
It's
she was
easier
part
to
of
say.
Lil Wayne's record label. Your sales have to be reaching a certain point. Like
No.
she had a lot of insecurities because of. She even mentioned this. So then her ass got bigger. Then her
Yes.
boobs got bigger.
But this is what I'm saying.
Because she wants to keep charting.
This is what I'm
She
saying.
wants
Hold
to
on, hold
keep
on.
staying
It
up
is-
there.
It is
It's
no, no,
easier-
no. It's not
very
easier
true.
said than
It's
done.
easier said
But
than done. Let's be
this
honest.
is what
Not
I
when
mean.
you're putting. Sorry,
Hold on.
No, not when
no,
you're
no, because I'm gonna forget
not when
my
you're
point.
putting in so much effort in the beginning, and then, bro, it's not like going as big as it should be. Like, excuse me,
it's like,
she
oh,
did
so
what
this
she
is
had
what you
to
guys
do.
wanted to see.
Exactly.
Yeah,
This is
but
what I have to now do
my
to then
point-
continue
my
putting
point
myself
is-
out there.
my point
so
is-
she put the two together.
She did that, but then we can't also now come and say that she's like a barist now anymore.
Says who?
No, because she's agreed.
She still does.
She's now a pop artist. We can't say she's a rapper now. Can we agree on that?
No.
She
No,
still
because
makes rap.
if you're making music for the masses,
I think
you're a
she
pop
makes
artist.
she makes pop songs now. Like she tries to make pop songs where she's singing as well and all that stuff. But I
Yeah.
feel like ultimately she's still categorized as a rapper. And if she's going to be in any award shows, she would be put in the female rap category. And if she does make a pop song, then that song on its own
Yeah.
can be like a pop song. It
Exactly.
can get awarded
Okay.
for a pop song. So in terms of like music categories, she's going to be regarded as a rapper.
And plus, some of her songs have a bit of both, though. No, like she will rap, and then she will like the chorus would then be like
Yeah.
a
No,
a song.
I'm not arguing that. My point is, you can't give me an album and then tell me this is what to expect from the album, and then I go listen to the album, and then I hear something completely different. That's my whole point.
Whatever you get is what you get.
No, 'cause then, this is what I mean. You're using the sex to sell your album, which is wrong. Because in her album, she could really be talking about some serious stuff that, like we were talking in the last episode, that affect Black women and her mental health and stuff like that. That message
but
needs
that's
to get
just
out.
like, but let's be honest.
But
With
the
that
message
sell,
is out. The message is out for whoever wants to listen to the message.
Yeah.
Because they
No.
do promote songs like
No.
periodically. The message is out that the songs they're out, but it's for whoever wants to actually hear the song. Because
Okay.
even if you go to like even when they have shows or when they have yes, they might promote that and that might get like the most engagement. But it doesn't mean that they're not also promoting the other songs. The reason why you're not getting to hear that song is because other people, or maybe the people that you follow, have engaged with that one post where she's shaking her ass so much that it
That's all you
appears
can
on your
see.
feed.
No,
but if she's not
that's
getting
not my
as
point.
much,
You guys are missing my point. You're missing my point.
okay.
So in terms of, like I said, with the album plays and stuff like that, when Nicki Minaj, okay, let's dial it back a little bit. An example, when I first started listening to rap, all I knew about rap was, like we were saying, these guys talking about girls in this way and so and so. And I started listening and I'm listening. I listened to Lil Wayne. Yeah, puss this, puss that. You get me? And I'm like, yeah, this is lit. That's all I knew rap to be. And so when I
But
went
there-
off and I listened to Kendrick Lamar's first album
There
or
was
second album.
Tupac, there was
Yeah, but again, this is just
People
me
were
getting
going
into
crazy over Lil Wayne.
this is me getting into hip hop. This is like literally my introduction. The
Yeah.
first person I listened to was Lil Wayne. So that's what I know as hip hop.
yeah.
So when I'm listening to Kendrick Lamar now, I don't want to hear about how this guy wants to change his life and do you get what I'm trying to say? Because this is what is in my
Or
head.
J. Cole.
Rap
Yeah.
is about shaking what your mom gave you. Do you know what I'm saying? So
Like I tried to be.
I'm trying to be politically correct. So when I go off and then I listen to Kendrick, and I'm listening to Tupac, I'm like, I don't want to hear you about how you want to change your life. I want to hear something girls can shake. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I mean by when I see Nicki Minaj, Anaconda, and then I'm like, oh, this sounds like a hella bum shaking in this album. I'm gonna listen to it, and I go listen to it, and I'm hearing, let's pray because. Do you get where I'm coming from?
Let's pray.
But it's like you set this expectation, and so my expectation of you now is that.
But that's
So
just
when-
not the only person she is. Just because
It's
Anaconda
called,
came out doesn't
what's
mean
that
she
thing
isn't the
called?
same
Is it
person.
bait? What's that thing called?
Clickbait.
Clickbait.
Yeah.
So they made you
But-
listen. Now
no,
you've got to listen to
But
the album.
that's why I
Yeah,
say
but you
it's
And
should-
now,
wrong.
but you
if
should
that
set
if that
that
aspect of the album
expectation.
resonates with you, now you can stick with it.
No,
If it doesn't,
the reason why I
then
say
you
it's
can-
wrong is because you're selling me something else just to sell me. It's false advertisement. You're selling me something else just to sell
Does
me
that
something
mean? Does
different.
it mean that if you rap about, I mean, if one song is about something, then the whole album? I don't think that's how
Yeah,
albums
the
work.
whole album shouldn't be about that particular
Yeah,
thing.
like
Like
Ashake's
people even
standard
complain.
album.
People even complain.
Ashake's standard album. It will start with like a song about worshiping God, like thankful to God for everything, and then it goes to, you'd have a nice song, you have a slow song, you have a fast song. It will be about different ranges
Okay.
of things.
Now,
so I don't
do you
think.
see what the issue with that is?
What
That's why
is?
you have the likes of, I don't know if it was Burna Boy that said it, and he said Afrobeat is just vibes. There's nothing substantial to Afrobeats
Why?
because of that mix thing within it.
Okay,
It's
well,
like-
he should be for saying that, but let's be honest, because the history of Afrobeat does not conclude that. Okay, I'm sure you can say, yeah, now people nowadays are now trying to have more, they're more trying to be versatile, if I should say, if that's the right word. But that doesn't mean Afrobeat. Isn't
Even
good.
his
Like,
album
it's like,
is
it's disrespectful to
same
even
as-
the genre itself. As
Like, cause
Afrobeat.
what
No,
would
no,
you
no.
now
Let's be
say
honest.
Afrobeat is about?
No. I'm not saying I agree with Burna Boy, guys. Chill out. I'm just saying that's why you would have opinions like that coming out
Right.
because
Right.
you're not having a concise project. You're not having a
But people
concise
when-
body of work.
Sorry, but we know when the people not complaining about Ashake having one particular song on
Yeah,
repeat.
initially.
Like this, oh,
said all his
this song
songs
sounds like
sound-
this song.
sound
This
the
song sounds
same.
like this song. Like
Even
what's
when
going on?
Adekunle Gold came out as well, he said all his songs sound the same. So it's like you can't please
You
people.
can't
have
please
to
people
choose.
either way.
Guys, sonic and substance of the music is very different.
Okay, fine, I get that, but still, I feel like it's still down to the artist to put out a body of work, and that whatever body of work that they want to put out, like that's their art, and it's subjective. And also, I think that whatever it is that your topic is in an album, like changing your life around, whatever it is, like it's not all. It doesn't all have to, like, I feel like just dedicating an album to just changing your life around or whatever it is that you're trying to give as an example, I think it has to be personal to the artist.
I was about to say the same thing. Shouldn't it be about like them or like
Like
their
what,
growth,
wherever
something has to do
phase that
with
they're
them?
going
Like,
through.
it's your
No,
Like
album.
from
it's you.
Ashake's last album,
So
I can
if
tell that
you're-
he
You guys are
he had been
taking what I'm saying
traveling.
literal. I'm talking about the content of a body of work.
Mm-hmm.
The content of a body of work shouldn't be so
different.
so different. If I'm listening to an album, it should feel like I'm listening to this storyline. It doesn't necessarily have to be a sad storyline of your life or a happy story. Just I'm listening to a body of work, so I'm expecting this storyline.
I feel
I
like
shouldn't
that was
listen to
back-
this song.
Yeah, I think that
feel like that
that,
was
that
back in the
concept is
day.
dated.
No, in rap,
Yeah.
that's what rap is. Rap is poetry. That's what it is.
Today's rap is not poetry.
Well then we need to put all of them in the bin.
It's not poetry.
It's
You
not
need to put all of
poetry.
them in
and
the
this is
bin.
what
Let's
this
be
is what
honest.
this is what you grew up on, right? So, but the kids that are listening to rap from today on, they're not thinking about rap as poetry.
me.
So, if you want to listen to rap that is
Go and
poetry,
listen to your
go
old school.
back
Call it
to
old
when
rap.
rap was poetry and
Yeah.
listen to that.
Say that, but there is a lot of
And I
male
feel like
artists that
even
do it.
with Ashake's album, yeah, the way it comes, I appreciate it. And even as much as like I don't like all the songs on his latest album, I can tell that now he's left Mushi or whatever he grew up in. Now he's been around the world, he's heard different sounds, and he's incorporated that into his his artistry. Like he's learned a lot, he's met different people. I can tell, like I can understand his journey just from his album and his previous albums before that. I'm a fan of them. I don't know what to say. Like, because I think what you're talking about will probably be similar to Beyonce's type of albums, like recently, where it's like, or maybe like just generally, Beyonce has that concept where, you know, with even with Destiny's Child, they were talking about men, they were talking about, you know, getting in relationships, starting relationships, you know, being in the middle of dating, all that stuff, and they ended it with like having someone with them. Or I would say, you know, her Renaissance era or her country sort of album. It's like that is similar because I think with the Renaissance albums, all the songs were
She even made a heartbreak song. What was that?
yeah, the Lemonade album as well was about
Yeah.
her. So I think that's
Yeah.
similar to like what your perception of what an album is or what an album should be. But I feel like but you're saying that it pertains to rap, but it's like obviously she's not a rapper. But I think now it's really just down to the artist. And I think because a lot of artists are not necessarily subscribing to what things was back in the day, now a lot of people have more control over their art. And I think
okay, so an example in Afrobeats, when you said Olamide's album Ikajai, and we found out the meaning of Ikajai was reason to live or something about living, and you said, oh yeah, there's even a song on there where he talks about life. It links in, it makes sense. If I'm listening to this album, I know I'm gonna feel inspired at some point. That do you get what I'm getting at? So with no, not Beyonce, who are we talking about? With Cardi, Nicki, they don't do that. They don't give you
it's
anything
Pink Friday
to follow
1 and
at
it's
all.
Pink Friday 2.
I was
It's
just
Pink
about
Friday.
to say that. Pink Friday, and then she brought like Pink Friday 2 to relate back to
It's
bringing
Pink
back her
Friday
old
is
type of
pink. What do you
music.
want from us?
Yeah, you just hit the nail on the head. Everything I've been saying. Pink Friday was one of her initial mixtapes, wasn't it? Where she was just barring, and then she came back after she made it, and then came back and said, I like this. I like this kind of music. That's what I'm getting at. You can still rap. I'm not saying don't do the commercial sounds, but if you're gonna do a commercial, okay. Kendrick Lamar, he's known to be one of the most higher, lyricists, Black Lives Matter guru.
Black Side Tomorrow.
He done a song called Damn, and it was one of the most poppy albums
I
he's
thought that
ever
was-
had.
Oh, you said song. I thought that's an album, innit?
It's an album, yeah. But every song on there is a poppy, like it follows that
I think these days
That
a lot
traje-
of people are just self-titled album, self-titled.
and that's
So it's
the
like,
problem.
oh, this is
So
just me.
I guess what I'm getting at is it a consumer's fault or is it the artist's fault?
I don't think it's a fault.
don't
I
think-
just think it's the artist. Like this is their art.
Yeah, but
and
then
I think
it feels like we're losing the artistry in music. We're losing that.
No, it's not.
We
I
are.
don't think that's the
where we're
reason
heading.
why we're losing the artistry in music. I think we're losing the artistry in music because a lot of people have access now to make music and
That's
sell
true.
it.
And they're
So I
making
think- I
anyone
don't think
famous.
it's-
Look at Sexy Red.
Yeah, I don't
Not
think
for
we're losing the artistry because of how artists decide to put out their albums. I think it's just there's a lot less gates to go through to become an artist, and I think it's not necessarily a bad thing or a fault because now people are just getting to listen to what they want to listen to rather than what one person approves or gets through the board or gets through to radio. Now people can actually find people, discover people, and that like their sound So I think obviously with everything there's always the positives and the negatives, but I think just having artists be able to put out what they actually want to put out rather than what somebody says or what a group of people in an office say they should put out. I think it would have its downsides, but I think is a positive thing. And it prevents people like Diddy from gatekeeping things and saying I have to you before you get to put your
So in
stuff out.
conclusion, the quality of music has reduced.
I think I wouldn't say it
I won't
has.
say completely though.
Yeah, I think it's.
I feel like
I think it's both. I think it has increased and it has reduced. I think it's
Give me an example of where you would say it has increased.
I'm just saying because of the music that the artists that are coming out. Okay, say for example this song that Golden Hour or something like that. That song that went viral, right? It was by I can't remember his name or JYK, something like that. But that's somebody that I don't think would have been just discovered randomly. You know, I think he just put out his song and then his song went viral. Like I don't even know what style of music that is, but I enjoyed the song. It's some I think 20-year-old white boy and he put out a nice song and I'm feeling it. Do you get what I mean? But like if that's the case, then people always talk about how Taylor Swift is mid. but somebody put her there, and she's been getting, successful just based off of like somebody putting her there when a lot of people were not out there. So it's like she's been able to build her substance, her following, whatever, from a long time ago, where people were in charge of putting people up there and saying, okay, you qualify to become an artist. So now that everybody gets a chance, then we're going to hear everything. Yeah. The shits, the nonsense, the positives, the brilliance. We're going to hear everything.
So the quality has reduced.
No.
Because okay, back in the day, people were gatekeeping. We're not agreeing with that. It wasn't a good. Some of the people that were gatekeeping were not good. We're not agreeing on that. But people were only letting through the quality music. If you came,
not just quality music.
No,
we're letting out ass shaking music too.
No, that's not the point. That's not the point, though. The point is, it's being controlled to an extent, because just like you said in your when you were making your point, everyone can just get up and make a song now and put it on TikTok, and then it goes viral. So now, because of that, we also have less quality control in music, and that's what I'm saying. So are we losing the quality in music?
Well, as much as you say we're losing quality, we're also gaining quality at the same time.
So yeah, I don't think it's a scale where it's like win or lose. I think it's just more exposure. I think music has just gained more exposure, and I think we're discovering quality music even through, because at the end of the day, people will put out billions. Like you said, a lot of songs are getting pulled out, but it's the ones that people like that becomes a thing. Do you get what I mean? That gets, the ones that, and it's also subjective, right? What's quality to you might not be quality to Sexy Red's fans or whatever. So it's like, yeah, so I think it's just very subjective, because your definition of quality will always be different from like other people. So I think now we're just getting more music, and both the quality ones and the shit ones.
Kind of off topic here, but Sexy Red made a lipstick brand.
Oh, gonorrhea, booty hole brown.
Like, booty hole brown. People are now coming for her for it. Listen, you lot made her famous. You knew what the songs were about. Like,
to be honest, I just saw that and I just swiped, because it's like I'm not even gonna give this any more exposure. I said booty hole brown and pussy pink.
Oh yeah, that was my exact
you really
reaction.
decided to name your lipstick gonorrhea. brown lipstick gonorrhea. And you want so out. I'm gonna be out in public and you tell me, oh, what lipstick are you wearing? Gonorrhea.
Or booty hole brown.
Booty hole brown.
But
come on now.
With Sexy Red, I mean, she's in a different caliber. She needs to stay where she is.
Yeah, well, people are making her famous. Like she just said, people will, listen to the
Fuck my baby there.
She might like it, I might not like it, but again, it's just it comes with time. We're in a new age now.
I feel like it's
and TikTok has a big influence.
Yeah, but I feel like that's also reiterate.
This has been happening.
Reiterating my point.
Jesus.
Reiterate.
Yeah,
my point
reiterate.
Is
don't bite your tongue.
It's the fact that we are letting a lot more music out, so it's reducing the quality of the music scene. I think
the shit ones, as soon as they come in, they go out.
Can we agree to disagree?
So yeah,
no, because
as they come in, if it's low quality music, it leaves as quickly as it comes. It's the quality ones that actually stay. So I think it just lets in. It's just less of a filtration system, but the quality ones are still staying up there.
Can I give another example?
The quality ones are still saying. Sorry, one sec. The quality ones are still saying.
Yeah.
But like you said, it's still letting through the dead ones, the terrible ones that we don't want.
But the quality is still increasing.
We don't know that.
Even though the shit ones are coming in, they're not staying though. That's the thing. They might get some exposure, but they're not staying in there. So it's like they come in, but they go out straight after. It's the quality ones that you're seeing. They are charted from like for weeks because it's But it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that if it was just like somebody put in what's it called, a group of people in the music business, doesn't mean that the quality it just stays there. Do you get what I mean? Now it just means that the quality has increased. There's a lot more competition even because a lot of people are making music. So now I think the quality has actually increased because we would not be getting this much music or discovering new music, new artists and their art if there was somebody there gatekeeping. I think, yes, of course, we're going to see shit artists, but they're not going to stay in the scene long if they're shit or if they don't work on their craft. So I think the quality of music has actually increased, but we have more visibility for the shit songs.
let's be honest, if someone makes a shit song and they made another shit song, it's not like it's gonna chat the same way the first one did.
Yeah.
If someone's made good music, they can continue to make good music, and because they've been noticed already, people already joining their
So
craft and
maybe
they'll
maybe the
continue with
quality of the
that, so-
artists. I don't know.
Do you know that I was about
but
to
if
say
they
something earlier
release
because
a good
before-
song that has good quality, it would be recognized. It's like Old Town Road. Who knew who the guy was? But that was a song that I listened to. Do I listen to country music before that? No.
I was literally about to say the same
Yeah,
thing.
like there are songs that there are people that, get to release their art and it's actually quality music because of the lack of gatekeeping of who gets to decide who's what or who. Even though he hasn't really released a song that charted that much, but his quality music that was made it out because of the scene that we have. So yeah, there are shit ones that will appear, but it doesn't mean that the whole music. I think it's widened the scale, but it's also made the quality of music higher.
Okay, I'll concede because I was gonna make another point, but we'll leave it there for today, and we'll pick it up later. But recommendations.
Honestly, I'll say, speaking of music, I don't know if I've said this already, but I still like Rema's album. I think the song He Is, it just sounded like a song that, it was like a song that was welcoming the ascending of a king to his throne. Like that's what I hear when I listen to that song. But yeah, I think Rema did his big one on this album. Even though a lot of people can't relate to Ozeba, but I think, yeah, that's a good album.
The name of the album is He Is.
Yeah, but there's also a song on the album called He Is.
Okay.
So yeah, so he's him. That's what he's trying to say.
He's him.
Like HIM, like he's that guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Afrobeats Prince, like he says. Like
Demerbs?
There's one album I said I liked every single song on that album, and it's actually an old album actually. I just forgot the artist's name, but the name of the album is called African Giants.
Burna Boy.
Burna Boy.
How can you forget?
Just forgot his name for a second right now.
Oh,
So,
okay.
yeah.
That's an abomination.
No, as we're talking, like I forget things. I'm trying to say something and I can't say it, and then I forget it and it's just gone. So it's like
yeah.
you know when you're just waiting, it just leaves your head. But yeah, Burna Boy's album, African Giants, I absolutely love every song on that album. So yeah.
Okay. Well, I would give a recommendation. An artist.
Yeah, we probably haven't heard before.
Yeah. If you're like me and you're tired of these female rappers that
I
are just shaking yash,
Please.
check out Doechii. She's a really good rapper.
And Vinted. Is that his name?
No. This is why I just said, you know what? Yeah.
I tried to mention yours as well.
I
But
know, you said iDog. I was like, I said my music name, but okay.
what's your music name?
ID.
ID. Okay, ID. And what's his
Wait,
music
so
name?
you're saying vintage because you said his vintage?
No.
No.
I was trying to say iDog and Vinted.
And Vintage.
Oh,
But like, what's his music name?
Vintage.
Vintage.
Mm-hmm.
Vintage.
But yeah, check out Doechii. Check out sorry, I
Oh
forgot.
yeah, I'm that. Yeah, I know Doechii. She had a song. She has a song with Katy Perry. That's a nice song. He's Mine, I think. Yeah.
He's mine.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that one.
What you trying to do, baby? Lock it.
But yeah, Burna Boy, African Giant, and I just thought of your He Is, Rema He Is,
And Doechii.
and Doechii. Check them out, and we shall see
So,
you guys here
yeah,
next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.